Welcome to Studio Chatter. Look at us. We're back, just the two of us.
Yeah.
We could sing just the two of us. You and I.
Make it if you try.
But anyway,
we're not singers. We are co-hosts.
we're just busy women. Apparently,
We are.
the other two are busy. We're busy. But life is busy, but it's fun.
It is fun.
It's
I showed up tonight and I did not know it was just the two of us.
Oh,
so
you didn't
that's
know
how
that.
busy
You
we
didn't
are.
read the thread?
Just at the very end of the night. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. Right before we got here.
So what you been up to?
I feel like I don't have kids in school, but I feel like between the grandkids and just life starting up in the fallish time, I'm crazy busy.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
crazy busy.
I did my own training this afternoon, and that
Okay.
was fun at work. So I felt like I was at school again, having to answer questions. So I feel our kids. I was like, is my head all the way there? Okay, let's go.
I kind of feel like I'm in that same process right now. I started a new job, so there's been a lot of onboarding. So I've been a lot of studying. I've been like new systems, doing all new things too. So my brain is on overload too.
Right.
So trying to do that, get the kids to all their places, keep things on schedule. I mean, obviously, like, it's football season is kind of coming to a close. We're transitioning to, like, ice season. There's some travel. I know I have some travel. Do you have some travel coming up?
We do.
What do you have
yes, we
coming
both
up?
do. We have Disney.
Okay.
We're going to be going this next week. We're taking all the kids. We're
Like
going to do
all the
Halloween.
kids?
Everyone's going.
Okay.
So
and you're
it'll
doing,
be
like,
fun.
the Halloween theme Disney?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't do Oogie Boogie. We were trying to decide between 3 days or that. No one really knew, and so we decided to do a 3-day park hopper.
I'm not a Disney person, and I so we've always kind of wanted to do that. So what is the difference between like the
So Oogie Boogie Bash is like a separate party.
Okay.
So you have to buy it separately, and it's just for like 3 to 4 hours one night.
Okay.
And there's
it's
only
just a big
certain
party.
nights.
Okay.
And then it's about $120 a person.
Okay.
And they do trick or treating. All the characters are there, kind of dancing.
Okay.
But you have to get on there and get them quickly. So we didn't really know our time, and then we got there, and then it wasn't working out with our week. So we're just like, let's just add a Disney day.
So are you doing the matchy?
So we got
the
one
costume
Yes,
thing?
we
Okay.
did get one T-shirt, a matchy,
Okay.
and then I think the majority of everyone is going to do some Halloween T-shirts, and then
Oh my gosh, how fun!
it's going to be fun. We've always gone in the summertime because we go to the beach and then we just make it a 2-for-1. So we just all wanted to adventure a different holiday.
You stayed home this year and you were a cowgirl.
Yeah, I
love
was,
it.
and I loved
Yeah,
it. It
yeah.
was fun to be
Yay.
at home.
So are you going to keep
Yeah.
it that way?
Well, this is up to Rhett's family. They just travel.
Oh, okay.
And now it's kind of every other year, so it's given us some wiggle room to play
Okay.
around. So yeah. So what about you?
So our Disney isn't until fall break. So the latter
Perfect.
part of October. So, but we've always kind of, we've just not ever really done the matchy, but we are trying we are going to the new park. Is it
Okay.
Epic? That's how bad I am. I don't even know.
I don't know. In Disney World?
In Disney World.
Oh, okay.
So
The Epcot Center?
No,
No?
it's not. It's not
Okay.
Epcot. It's Epic. It's like the new.
Do
theme
not know
park.
about it.
So yeah, so all of those things that are kind of connected. I'm still learning too. So maybe I can come back and give you the report. I
Please.
don't know. I would love the.
It's been years since I've been at Disney World.
Yeah,
But it was fun.
Interestingly enough, we planned it that way because Keith has a conference that direction, so we were going that way anyway. So we're kind of planning around that. And then earlier in the month, I'm taking Barrett to Paris, and we have
She
that
gets
trip.
to walk.
She gets to walk the runway, so that will be a lot of fun. And that's just a girls' trip. We're taking Grandma. It will be a very quick trip
Okay.
to Paris, but we are experiencing a couple of things when we go there. So I think we have tours for the catacombs and Notre Dame. So we've seen the Eiffel before. We've done the Louvre before. So and then of course the runway. So quick.
So cool.
Yeah, it will be super fun.
Natosh, that sounds amazing and magical.
And Stacy's traveling right now too. I don't
She
even
is.
know where
Either
she
do
is.
I can't remember. She did tell us so.
Yeah, maybe. I hope she's having a great time. This is definitely that time of year, right?
It is. It
So-
feels like everything is settled. Now you can start
I feel like
vacationing
we have
again.
to and we have to hurry because I feel like winter is coming. I feel like
It
it's
is.
gonna
And
be,
Christmas will be here. Christmas is out at Hobby Lobby, so and Costco.
definitely. Oh,
Right?
yeah. Don't
Let's just
say
enjoy the fall.
that. I mean, it comes so fast. Like a few weeks ago, it was the pumpkins, and
Yeah, I haven't
now
even got
it's
my
Christmas
pumpkins
trees.
out.
Well,
I'm
get
being
'em
funny.
out.
I know, I
Get 'em
need
out,
to.
girl.
Okay,
And
I'm
get
going to,
and get
Natosh.
to a haunted house. It's going to be fantastic.
I know. I need to get to Glen Rees.
Okay. Well, we have many wonderful guests to talk with. Well, let's get the chatter started. Our next guest believes that personal wellness is much more than a workout in the gym. Let's welcome Becky Muller from Undone Academy to the table.
Welcome back.
Thank you so
Becky.
much. Yes, so we've seen you before in our studio. It's been a bit.
It's been a minute.
So give us a little update. I think we have a new name, maybe a new location.
Yes, we do. So I was with Nisha Woodhouse at Lifehouse Performing Arts Academy. That's where we met and created Lifehouse Body and Soul. And now I'm about a block south of there and have created, just changed the name. It's now Undone Academy.
Ooh.
And the reason is I'm just streamlining my work. I have a book coming out. It's
Oh my goodness.
called Undone Unafraid, Evolving Through Trauma, Betrayal, Femininity, and Faith. So that undone idea is really kind of a more streamlined way of kind of helping people understand what I do. So,
Because when I think of undone, I think of like stripping it down to like the core or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's an interesting word because I think a lot of times we think of that as like that's a negative or scary thing. And kind of the premise of what I do is help people move through transitions in their lives, moments in their lives where that it feels like you're being undone, but taking that experience and transforming it into a springboard for personal growth. So
give us like an example of what that looks like for someone.
Yes, so I work with people who've experienced so many different things. I have women who have lost children, lost a baby, and they're grieving the life that they thought they would have. I have worked with couples that are struggling in their marriage or their relationship. Betrayal situations in relationships. I work with people who are working with faith transitions or just expanding the way they view their faith. So it's so many different things. I think one of the women in group today talked about like, I'm in a midlife crisis, and I'm like, yeah, that's one way to talk about kind of this experience. I think for a lot of people, this kind of point happens when they're kind of in that midlife place and life has kind of taken you into a place where you're like, this isn't where I thought I would be. And the tools I offer are mind, body, spirit tools to just help people learn how do I move through that grieving, that undoing of trying to understand like what is it that hurts and what is it that's hard for me to let go of? What are the things I need to let go of? The principle or spiritual principle of surrender is really foundational to what I do. And that's something that really not a lot of people talk about, or they're not a lot of
fix it.
Yes, it's
replace it.
It's fix it, distract, numb, and move on.
Yes,
get over it. You know, and sooner or later, that's going to come out the sides. You know, it's like a pressure cooker.
Yes.
So I'm kind of this place for when people, when the pressure cooker gets too hot and it's going to blow. I can help you. That's been kind of my journey over the last 10 years. And I do it in a really unique way because of the background that I came from. I have a background in group exercise, and we've talked about that in the other times we've been here. There was more emphasis on like the fitness side of it.
Yes, that kind of felt like the start, and then these other avenues may be coming.
Yes, and now it's more specifically, it's like I call it our Wednesday wellness. So it's like this anchor piece in the middle of the week, and there's a mindfulness class, it's 90 minutes, and we meet as a group, we study a principle. Like today we studied the different networks of the brain and like how the default network keeps you in this like treadmill of worry, the dorsal attention network keeps you in this kind of like high alert, hyper arousal. But then if we can flip into these higher networks of the brain, we can find this presence and this clarity and this peace. So we studied that as a group. We talk about how it applies. And then we do a workout and meditation and embodiment piece that kind of lets you get into your body and use your body to release, use your body to practice. How do I get myself into that present-centered network? How do I tell when I'm dysregulated with my body.
Yeah.
So most everything that you do, is it, when you've talked about groups, is it mostly in groups or there are private sessions?
There are private sessions
Okay.
as well. So the catch-all is kind of the group. And I came from a 12-step background. That's kind of like where this
Okay.
all evolved
Okay.
from. And so I really believe in the power of groups
Sure.
because
Sharing the story.
sharing
and-
the story, hearing your experience coming out of someone else's mouth, and like really knowing you're not alone, because you can feel that someone else feels what you
At
are
least the
experiencing.
same emotion or
Yes.
connection of some
Yes.
sort.
Yes, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be the same thing. Like, what's so interesting is someone who's experiencing grief over losing a child can be experiencing something very similar emotionally as to someone who's afraid they're losing their marriage. Like, these are very different experiences, but on a universal level, there's something very shared there.
Yeah,
So,
that does make sense.
yeah, the group becomes kind of like the anchor.
Okay.
And for also like the curriculum and the foundations you're learning. And then I do individual sessions with people when they realize there's more one-on-one or personal things they want to peel apart that it's hard to get into in a group setting.
Sure.
Yeah.
How did it evolve into a book?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it started as a book because I was back in a different setting. I was with a 12-step nonprofit.
Okay.
And I was an executive director over there for 3 years, and I'd worked my own trauma recovery in that setting. And I had started writing way back, it was like 7 years ago. And I feel like the process of writing through the healing and the different aspects of what had created this healing trajectory in my life actually allowed me to go deeper and understand kind of healing as a science, as an art form, in the spiritual dimension of it, particularly, and the embodied dimension of it. So the act of writing, I feel like, helped me be able to put together a framework that other people could step into. Because really what I did was I had this 12-step piece in my life, and then I was teaching group exercise and yoga for BYU and UVU for years. And I could see how that movement and the embodiment was helping me move through trauma in a more accelerated way than kind of like my peers.
Your own personal trauma.
Yeah, my own personal trauma, and then I kind of delved in on the mindfulness and did a 2-year certification through UC Berkeley, and so like all these pieces became this like framework. It's a one-of-a-kind
amazing.
framework.
Yeah, no, I love that.
It makes so much sense because I've recently been in a car accident, and people talk a lot about the physical hurt of that. And what I didn't realize, I was getting to this place and there was a lot of mental and emotional and spiritual like connected to that space.
All connected.
And it does. So I feel like you do need to heal in several avenues in order to let go of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I can physically get better, but mentally I was holding on to a lot of things, emotionally a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah,
So-
in a literal way, in your neural pathways, in your nervous system,
So it is.
and all of it.
It's like a
all
body
connected.
function, physical thing that's happening to your mental.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so tell me more about the finding the present, because I feel like we really struggle with that nowadays, is being present in that space.
Yeah, and my guru there is Eckhart Tolle, if anyone's familiar with Eckhart Tolle.
No.
But he's this amazing spiritual teacher, and really it's so simple, and that's the thing. It takes things that are very complicated, and it brings down to, if you can learn to find the present moment and exist in the present moment, that is the place of clarity for your nervous system, for the mental chatter, for the emotions. That is the anchor. And so more than anything else we do, it's helping people actually learn how to be, how to exist, how to live their day-to-day life in the present moment more fully.
Amazing.
We really need more of that.
Yes.
This makes so much sense. I think so many times we want to buy something that fixes it,
Yes.
go through a session, go work out, but it's sometimes maybe more than that.
Bring it
in the midlife
all
way.
back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, believe it or not, we're almost out of time.
Hate it.
If anybody wants to learn more about the new location, the wellness program,
The book?
Yes, the book, everything. Remind us again.
So my website is beckymoeller.com now. So very simple. It's just my name.
Like it.
And then the program's Undone Academy. So on Instagram, it's Undone Academy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
Best
for
of luck
coming
and
back.
thanks again.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Present.
If you've got a student in your home that could use some help mastering their schoolwork, here's a solution. Let's welcome Ron Jensen from Advantage Learning to the chatter.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hello, Ron.
you.
Welcome. So
Thank you.
school started, so that means tutoring's back in.
School started, tutoring's back in. It actually goes all year round.
Oh, it does. And
Yeah.
maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we should do summertime
For
stuff.
some kids, it's
For some
very
kids.
helpful.
And probably adults too, right?
And for adults, yeah.
So it's the entire spectrum of all the things. And
Right.
it's not very specific to elementary, high school,
Right.
and adults, right?
Yeah, we actually, at our center, we provide one-on-one learning or one-on-one tutoring to help students build confidence and to succeed academically. We work with students of all ages, all subject matter. So we work with kids all the way from kindergarten. We've even had a few pre-kindergartners that we've worked with, and all the way into college.
So what was the spark? So where did it start for Ron?
I actually didn't even start in education till I was in my mid-30s.
Okay.
I went back to school after another profession, got my teaching certificate in elementary education, and started out in a 5th grade classroom. And I did that for a few years, and then the principal that I worked for asked me if I would take a part-time position as an assistant principal. So I was teaching half day
Okay.
and an administrator half day. That led to me going back, getting a master's degree in education administration, and then I became a principal. At the time when I first started teaching, I had a parent come to me, ask me if I would, a parent of a student in my class came to me and said, hey, my son's really struggling. Would you consider coming to our home for an hour, a couple of days a week, and give him some extra help? So that's where the tutoring actually started.
Wow.
And so I did that after school hours. Pretty soon another parent came, then another parent came. And so I was doing that. I was tutoring in homes
Right.
for a couple hours a day, most days of the week, which was very, very rewarding, because when you're working one-on-one, you can really see the progress that kids make.
Already. And
imagine that.
I will speak to this because my
Yes.
kids are there, and I learned about the center from a friend, and her kids were going there and having this awesome experience. And she's like, I send them there a couple times a week because I think they feel, I mean, and maybe you can speak to this better too, but when they come home at night and they're tired from school and they have homework and they feel overloaded, like just overloaded, overwhelmed. And I feel overwhelmed, be like, I wasn't there. I can't do the new math.
hate that.
Can't
I
do the
hated
reading.
that.
I
Yes.
can't. And by 9 o'clock, we're all crying, and it's no good. And so, you know, I'm picking my kids up today from the center, and they're coming out. They're like, Ron is so cool. The tutors are so cool. They don't feel overwhelmed going to school the next day because the work
They're prepared.
is done.
They get
and
it.
They're prepared.
Yes.
And we really try to address that.
Yeah.
Our first issue when students come, especially during the school year, is to help them get their homework done. Make sure it's done correctly, and we're also able to do some remediation in the context of their own schoolwork. For example, math, if they're struggling in math, it's not just because of today's homework, it's because of some issues in the past. So we try to get today's homework done, make sure they understand it, it's done correctly, but then we also try to do some remediation in the context of what they're doing.
Okay.
I think this is so important. My son, maybe like 3rd or 4th, maybe it was even 5th grade, started to struggle, and I took him down to, I think it was Mathnasium, because it got to a point where I didn't know how to do it. I was trying to teach myself to then teach him. He was frustrated. I was basically just teaching him that lesson or trying to figure it out so that he had his homework done.
Right.
And then I realized when it go to test, it wasn't here because we were just figuring this out, right? And so I do that building upon the foundation is super important, because in a big, huge class, if you get behind, you're just done.
It's really hard.
Really quick.
One thing I told you was, I always thought I was really an exceptional tutor. Parents would say, well, how come you can get them to do this? How come you, I'm saying the same thing to them when all we do is fight.
Right, right,
And I thought, maybe I just have the knack.
right.
Then I had to sit down with my own child.
Okay.
And
Wasn't a good
And I
experience.
quickly learned that I needed a tutor for that child because she didn't like me anymore. I didn't like her anymore.
It's true.
And we
You
were
don't
go-
listen.
And we were going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing that we're able to do. Is we're able to connect with the kids. They don't feel like we're grinding on them because we're just there to help them. And then we let them go and they've got their homework done and they feel good about things. And it's actually very rewarding for me
I love
to
that.
see kids progress and to see them walk out of there feeling better about themselves when
The
they came in.
confidence, that part that you said, the confidence.
You know,
To give them that back.
yeah, and then you give them that confidence back and they start to learn. Pretty soon they like learning
They
again.
like it.
Right.
And
And
then
school
they're
again.
looking forward to it, and they want to go further. You know, we have kids that come and say, "Gosh, all I want to do is get through this year." And then that light turns on, and a lot of times you see it with reading. They come in, they can't read. We had a student that came in. She was almost 3 years behind, 3 levels behind, and we worked consistently for just a little under a year and had her back to grade level. Now the mom tells me she comes home and goes for a book instead of going to the TV or YouTube or heading for a game. She's going and getting a book and sitting down and reading it now, and the parents are thrilled, and the child's happy.
So
I feel like a
rewarding.
lot of times, like when my kids would say, I don't want to go to school, there was certainly some times when it was just like, I'm tired. But I felt like a lot of it had to do with the schoolwork. They're not understanding, they're behind. And so that emotional and that like lack of confidence going into the classroom, I'm not prepared. I don't
Right.
get it, I'm going to be called out, I'm scared, I'm nervous.
And you don't
want to let
blame
go.
them. I don't
No.
want to be in a situation where
No.
I don't understand.
Right.
And you know what? I'm a huge proponent of public education. Our nation was founded on a free public education. I'm a big proponent, but they don't have all of the time to give the individualized attention that
They do
some
not.
students require. You know, you have kids. We have kids out there all the time with ADHD, with dyslexia, on the autism spectrum, and they need some more individualized attention that a lot of times the public schools just don't have the time to provide that.
And
Or
not,
the
not
funding.
necessarily because they don't want to either.
Right.
Exactly.
But, you know,
Just,
I
they
mean,
don't have the funds or the necessary things to be able to do it.
Well, and then the kids, if they are feeling overwhelmed, just kind of shut down. And then they just, well, I don't understand it, so I'm not going to do it.
And then they think they're the bad kid at school, but really a lot of times it's just because they're not comprehending what's going
Yeah.
on. So as a parent, if I'm seeing some of these signs at home, they're coming home, yeah, I've done my homework, and they're way behind or not liking school, where can we turn to? Like, should we tell their teacher? Should we reach out?
You know what? Some of it is communicating with the teachers. It's so many times I have parents come and say, "Well, he says his homework's all done." Well, we have them bring the Chromebook with. We open it up. We log on with them, so we're able to look at it too.
I love
if it
this.
says
They
if
can
it says
log in and
missing,
see, yeah.
if it says missing, I'm going to question them about it. I'm going to say, "Okay, this says missing." And they're like, "Well, I just turned it in. It's not graded." I say, "Well, okay, next time you come, this needs to not be missing, or we're going to have to redo it because obviously the teacher didn't get it, and we're going to have to redo it and make sure it gets turned in."
Ooh, I love that.
There's a lot of accountability, and I love that too, because my own too, he will do the work, and he just doesn't turn it in sometimes too. So I'm like,
And then hearing mom
Yes,
say it, it's
yeah.
like in and out, right?
Right.
The fight,
It
the
is.
battle. It's like it's literally in your backpack. Just turn it in.
And that just stuns me. How often you get kids and they'll be like, "Yeah, I turned that in, I turned that in." I'm like, "Pull it out, empty your backpack."
oh my gosh.
I've sat there before with a whole backpack emptied on the table in front of me and the student, and here's this assignment completely finished, name on it, ready to turn in, but not turned in. And one after another after another. I'm like, why? Well, I just forgot.
Yeah, they do. They
And they-
forget
and
or they
they
get
do.
nervous to go up in front of everyone and
Yep.
turn in something. But it's good to have like another friendly reminder.
Or they can't wait to get out of class. The bell rings.
Yes.
I'm not taking time to turn in these papers. I got to get out of here. I got to go see my friends.
It is very interesting.
So how can we find Ron?
I have a website, Advantage Learning Center.
Okay.
The best thing is a phone call. Okay. Or my email account is Ron Jensen at advantagelc.org.
Okay.
Or a phone call.
Yes, and make the phone call, sit down, have the consultation, and get your kids some tutoring. We love it.
Thank you,
so
Ron.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're expecting a new little someone in your family and you're looking for a convenient way to have an ultrasound, why not have it at home? Let's welcome Kylie Ritmanek from Sonography Mobile Solutions to the table.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So we have baseball mom kind of connection
Yes.
here, and your sweet mama had told me that you're going to be on the show. I thought I was going to be gone that week, but you're here today.
Yes, so happy
So
to see
exciting.
you.
So,
So
tell
fun.
us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so I grew up here in Spanish Fork. I have 3 kiddos, so they kind of were the inspiration behind this.
Okay.
And I work at an OBGYN office, and then I take call on the weekends for a different clinic, and started this our own little side hustle. So it's been a blast.
So the idea was born
Yes.
from you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, how did you get it started?
So my baby was born in 2020. We all know that was a crazy year. So the idea came about when my older boys didn't get to come to any of my ultrasounds. And now, even at the office I work for, they still limit who gets to come in to the visits.
Do they? I didn't know that. I haven't had one
So
for
it's
a
usually
while.
just like mom and dad and then grandparents sometimes. And so we decided that why not? These mobile devices started to come out, and so we decided why not go for it, and
I love that.
then give the moms, the choice of who gets to be there, big party or just small and intimate.
So beyond the doctor's office, I mean, the only types of photos you can take of your unborn baby are in some of these.
Like at the mall, they
Right.
have some.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3D, 4D places all over the place. Not to discredit them,
Yes,
but they're not
tell us
always
the difference.
Yeah, they're not always registered. So like I worked through school at one of them. I didn't have to be credentialed. So when I come, you're getting a registered ultrasound tech that I'm registered in OBGYN. So that's what I do.
So you have a nurse background.
Not nurse,
medical-
just ultrasound.
Ultrasound
Yep. So
background.
I have
So
a
you've gone to
bachelor's.
school.
Yep, have a bachelor's and then went to school just for ultrasound. And so
Specialized.
Yeah, specialized
Totally.
in OBGYN.
Okay, so how tricky is it to do it at home? Do you need a bunch of gadgets? Give us that right now.
I don't. So right now I'm working off my iPad, and they've come out with, so the transducer, that's the thing we're holding, like when we're scanning the belly, it plugs right into my iPad, and I work off my iPad. So I just cast my screen to their TV, so they get to watch
Oh
it
my
on the big
goodness.
screen,
So cool.
have as many
That's
people as you want
amazing.
around, and then, so when you come, or when I come, I'll send you home with digital images, videos,
Okay.
so not just like still shots, and you can just print them off if you want, or
Okay.
keepsake on your phone.
So do they have to be, I mean, I guess what are the limitations? Does it have to be like beyond first trimester?
So we offer, we do like an
Yes.
early ultrasound.
Okay.
That's from like 7 to 14 weeks. A
Okay.
lot of moms like to do that just for peace of mind, because sometimes they can't get into their OB till they're busy, right? Later down the road. Like I
Okay.
went and did one today, and she's like, I can't get in till the middle of October, and I'm so worried. So
Okay.
we just went and did it. We can date the baby and then look at the little heartbeat and send her home with some pictures of that. And
Okay.
so 7 to 14 weeks is an early ultrasound, and then I do a lot of gender reveals. So like I'll go to people's houses
that'd be so cute.
and do gender reveals, and so I do that at 16 weeks, and then you can do them pretty much throughout the rest, just because at an OBGYN office, usually if things are good and baby's healthy, which we always hope for,
Right.
your anatomy scan at 22 weeks, that's the end, and you won't see him again.
Right.
So I go to people's houses even like 30 weeks, and they're like, I just want one more peek before they get here.
I
So,
can totally see that.
Yeah.
So what happens, of course, we want that ideal situation.
Yes.
What happens if there is something wrong? Do
Yeah.
you contact their doctor? Do they?
Yeah,
how does
so
that work?
I can't diagnose, so everything I do is elective. It's just the fun ultrasounds.
Okay.
So if I see something, I recommend either sending them to the ER, or I do have a sheet they fill out and they can give me their doctor's number.
Awesome.
And so I can contact them and kind of tell them what I found. But nothing's diagnosed until they see their doctor
That's awesome.
after they see me.
But you have the knowledge and you know
Yes.
how to do that and send them on
Yes,
their way.
exactly.
Cool. So what's one of the neatest experiences that you've had with this as of recent?
Oh man.
Or
Let's
one of
see.
them.
Yeah, so many. It's just been fun. Like I do all my family and like friends, and so I think it's so personal. It's just a personal thing, and like to be the one to tell them like gender is
You're like Santa Claus.
yeah, it's just like it's the most exciting
Yeah.
thing. So
I
it's
can
just,
see that would be super fun.
yes.
Have you ever been surprised? Have you been like, oh my gosh, there's 2?
Not with my business at work, yes. But I haven't caught twins yet. So
Wow.
with this.
And I mean, it's just you right now.
Right now it's just me. Yep.
Okay.
My husband, we started it together. He's like the business side because I don't have a clue, and I'm the face and
Okay.
do the
And the
ultrasounds.
knowledge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you
Yep.
think you'll expand? I mean, I wouldn't have even known about this at all.
Yeah, so I would love to. So right now I am serving all of Utah County.
Okay.
I have friends that live further north, and as it grows, I would love to like bring them in with me and expand up into like
I
Salt Lake
can't
County.
imagine it not growing, right?
Right.
I know.
People want more easier, and sometimes jumping through the hoops of the
Yeah.
office is really tricky.
Yes.
Their schedule, your schedule, maybe your husband's working. I know a lot of times I was just going on my own to my appointments
Yes.
and trying to get my hubby there at the same time.
Yes, yeah, and that's another reason we did this, just because like I have another one coming up, and she lives away from her parents. They're coming in from out of state for the baby shower. And she's like, will you just come show them, because they don't get to see anything. And so it's just like little things like that, or the husband can't take work off and
True.
he misses the ultrasounds.
the little
and so,
special moments
yep,
of
yep.
life.
So they call me and I get to just make it special for them.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Well, and you can't help but think back to your own experiences. So my babies were both, and it's been a long time now, but they were both IVF babies.
Oh, yes.
So before we even got to like the baby ultrasound stage, we were always just looking for like cells. Like,
Yes.
Is there a cell? Is there a cell that we can grow?
Yes.
I mean, that would be very early stages. I don't know if you would be able to offer something like that.
Not that early. We
Not
have to
that
be
early.
at least 7 to 8 weeks to
Okay.
get some good pictures. Just
But
because
still, I
I'm
feel like-
looking on top, we're not doing any like internal.
Sure. Yeah.
Which
Okay.
is how you would find those early
Yes.
ones, right?
Yep.
It's an internal one.
I just remember always looking at the screen. I don't know. I can't see anything.
Yes.
But yes, it's more exciting to see a baby and watch the baby grow and get the pictures. And like you said, accessibility and personal and all the gender reveal things that
Yes.
you could do. I love that.
Yep, the convenience.
yeah,
for sure.
So give us kind of some price ranges or what they can expect to find.
Yeah, so just kind of with the convenience fee of me coming to them, it's $80 for 7 to 14 weeks, and then $100 from 15 on. So
That seems so reasonable.
yeah,
Right?
it's
I feel
super
like it's-
affordable compared to everywhere else. We're competitive, but it's not out of reach.
No.
So
And it's been a while since I've had an ultrasound, but I felt like it felt like
Maybe
a
for
luxury,
different things
right?
at our stage of life.
We had to wait till that 20 weeks and yada yada,
Right.
you know what I
Yes.
mean? And now I feel like for moms, I know with my daughters and me, I remember back just feeling so nervous, anticipating all those changes.
Yes.
And like, are they staying up to par or just to see them? With
Mm-hmm.
your children on the outside, you can visually see them. So I think that this is a way to connect that way too
Yes,
and keep
for
those
sure.
mamas feeling
Yep.
calm.
The anxiousness that comes with pregnancy anyway, yeah. It's
Yeah.
so fun to just go give them peace of mind.
Well, even if thinking of your daughter too, and if you have a bunch of littles or dad can't come home, or maybe just trying to like make it work for everybody's schedule, or maybe even grandma and grandpa, because grandma and grandpa probably don't always want to go to I mean,
Right.
they can't go to the doctor's office either. But you're in their home, it's their experience. Like the littles get to see their new baby sister or brother or whatever is coming. Oh, I love
Yes,
that.
it just puts them back into control. So that
Okay.
that was the goal.
So if somebody wants to schedule something, you're where? Where can we find you?
So Instagram most is like the best. My number's on there as well. You can just call me directly.
Okay.
And we do have a website. It's kind of in maintenance, so call me for now.
And is it Sonamos?
Yeah, so Sonography Mobile Solutions or sonamos.net.
Okay, I love
Yep.
it. Awesome.
I love
Thank
that.
you so much for
Thanks for
joining
having
us.
me.
And,
Yes,
like,
very
hello.
excited. I know.
I want to have a baby.
Yes.
Or at least a grandbaby.
There you go.
For sure.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Kylie.
much.
Thank you so much.
What a world we live in today. We can find ourselves being overwhelmed with all kinds of stress and anxiety. To find some peace amid the chaos, let's welcome Natalie Fransom from Still Waters Therapy to the table.
Hi.
Hello.
Natalie.
Sitting by you already feels calm.
They always do this to me.
Right? You draw
Therapy,
us in.
counselors, I'm like calm. So our sweet Angela found you.
Yes.
So
I love
you're in the
Angela.
same network. Of
Yes, I
people?
work. Yeah, I work with Angela at Hope Therapy,
Okay.
Okay.
and that's where we met. And I love Angela; she's the best.
So tell us a little bit about you and maybe your background.
Okay,
in
yeah, I am a mother of 5. That's my first thing,
Yes,
and I have
Congratulations.
I love being a mom, but I have 4 grandkids, and that's super exciting.
this. That is.
And when I was younger, I went to school and I got my degree in special education and elementary education, and I did that for a little bit, and I loved that. And then I just kind of raised my kids, which I loved that. And then it felt like I needed to do something. I needed to go back to work, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to keep teaching. And so I went back to school and I got my master's degree, and I did that about 6 years ago. And now I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of things in the school system and with our world changing and recent events. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety around us all the time, and I see it sometimes in my own children. I feel it myself sometimes. Like,
Feels like a heaviness in
it
the
is
world.
a heaviness. Mhm.
yeah, so many people feeling that right now.
So maybe how can we approach that, either by visiting in your office or maybe as a whole? Maybe you can help give some advice.
Yeah, and that's such a good question, because I feel like what most people want to know from me is, how do I find someone to help me? They don't know who to turn to, or who's
They're
gonna
scared to reach out. You would be the right connection.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and so I think it's good to keep in mind that that any therapist is going to help you. I'm an MFT, marriage and family therapy, but I see individuals, I see families, I see couples, I see the whole, everybody that wants to be seen. And then there's social workers that you can see, there's mental health counselors that you can see, there's psychologists. Any of those people are going to help you with the problems that you have. And I think that it's just a matter of being willing to reach out and try to start, because a lot of us really do need that.
So I have heard that there's often a wait list, or it's hard to get into a therapist.
Yeah.
So
Is that
what
true?
do we do?
It is true, yeah, and I think it is interesting. It kind of goes in waves. So
Okay.
if you were to try to find a therapist during the summer, you'd probably be able to find one.
Okay.
Because people go on vacations and they're busy and they drop off and the sun is shining. We always joke that the sun does half of our work for us.
Truly,
It's true.
right?
I believe that. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're out doing
You're
more.
out, yeah, and you're with people, and so finding a therapist in the summer is going to be a lot easier. And then as it gets closer to the winter months and the holidays, a lot of that's really heavy for people and really hard, and it's a little harder to find a therapist. I think that if you need to go on a wait list, go on a wait list and just wait until that person comes open, or you can keep trying and try to find someone else. There is a website called psychologytoday.com.
Okay.
And that is a great way to find a therapist. You can go on there and you can look for what you have. So if you have anxiety, or if you have depression, or if you're looking for a certain type of therapy or a certain kind of therapist, you can go on there and search. There's a lot of filters you can search through and find a therapist that works for you.
Okay.
And then I always tell people, come and visit me. If you're not feeling connected to me, you can go somewhere else. I'm not going to be offended. The thing we want the most for people is to find that connection with a therapist and to feel
so
safe with them.
Angela did help me find mine that I was working through this recent car accident with. And I remember talking to her for the first time, and I was just kind of like going down the path, and all of a sudden towards the end she's like, okay, do you feel like we're a good fit? And it just was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not going to take your money and like let this be. Like, if you don't feel comfortable sharing and healing with me, then let's find you someone that does, right?
Because that actually is the most important part, to feel safe, to feel connected, to feel heard. If you're not feeling that, and even ask that therapist, can you make a recommendation or a referral? More than happy to do that.
Okay.
So what are some of the tools that you have to help us with like today's emotional heaviness? The recent shooting, I think that was really heavy for some people.
Oh, yeah.
The differences in the world.
Yes, and I've in the last week I've talked to a lot of people who they were either there or they go to UVU, and it's really it's traumatic. It's a trauma that has now been part of their lives, and even for people who weren't there, sometimes things like this can be really traumatic.
Can connect you with another trauma that maybe you experienced that held the same emotion, maybe?
Exactly. That comes up all the time. Yeah. Okay. I think that something to be aware of is what we call the vagus nerve. Have you guys heard that before, that term?
I've heard of it, I don't know.
We all have the vagus nerve in the back of our neck, and it's connected to our brains. So it's at the base of our brainstem, it's connected to our brains, but it's also the same nerve that's connected to your lungs, to your stomach, to your hands, to your eyes, to your ears. Like, it's just throughout your whole, it wanders throughout your whole body.
Okay.
So when you have something happen that's really traumatic, you feel it in your body and you have thoughts about it. For instance, someone that I just met with, the thought they had because they were at the event, the thought they had was, I'm next. I'm going to get shot. So what does that inform your body? If your brain is thinking that, now your body is freaking out. And sometimes that will take place in your heart, right? Or in your lungs, and then sometimes we end up looping. So now our body's informing our brain and our brain is informing our body, and we don't have to go through a shooting to experience that. That can just be some anxiety that we feel from
Would that be like rumination? Is that kind of what you're talking?
Yeah,
Okay.
But it's also like the mind-body connection that's happening, and what we have to do is try to find a way to either help our thoughts so that they become different and then can inform our body something different, or we help our body. And so when you say what are some things we can do, there's so many things, but honestly, grounding things are things like feeling your feet on the ground, right? Okay. So we want to be in a moment where we're paying a lot of attention to our body. So we're feeling our feet on the ground. You can put your hand on your heart or feel your chest and just breathe. And so now you're feeling your chest rise and fall. And if you breathe deep enough, you're going to calm your heart down, which now is telling your brain, oh, maybe I'm okay. Like maybe I'm going to be okay because my heart now isn't racing and my breath is slowing down. And even just something like as simple as that, in a situation, I have children who have anxiety, and I tell them all the time, go away from where you are, feel your feet on the ground, put your hand on your chest and breathe. And just that simple act tells our brain, oh, I might be safe. Maybe
it's like bringing you to the present moment or something.
I think that's great advice. And with those kids even trying to, walk back into the school after the university was shut down for 3 days, like to go back into the school. And you see this almost probably every school year too. Kids just trying to get back into the school system or to a different type of routine or
exactly.
Wow.
So many worries that kids have nowadays. It is hard to go back to school.
Well, especially with social media. And that does something probably to their brains also.
Definitely. The same thing, right? They start having certain kinds of thoughts, and then it tells their body they're not safe, and then their body's telling their brain certain things, and that mind-body connection is really strong. And the more we practice these types of things, on my website I have I have things that you can, because there's so many things, and they're not everything is going to work for everybody, so you want to try a lot of different things. But these are some cards that kids can keep in their bags, or you can keep in your purse. I give these to women and men all the time, but things like wiggle your toes one at a time and then all at once. Stand up and stretch as tall as you possibly can. Clench your fists really tight and then release and then repeat. I mean, on and on and on, right? But there's so many things that are going to make that little shift. It's not going to fix everything.
Okay.
And we might even go back to that place of being really afraid and have to work through some of our thoughts, and that's completely normal. And that's why sometimes we need a therapist.
We're so
help
happy to
us
have
with
you.
that.
So if somebody wanted to speak with you privately or wanted to peruse your website a little bit more, where can we find you?
Yeah, so my website is called stillwatersmft.com. So that's the name of my practice. I don't know if I said that, but Stillwaters. So it's stillwatersmft.com, and there's a place on there for a free consultation.
Okay.
Resources.
Love that.
There's also a list right now. A lot of people are offering free therapy for people who were in attendance at UVU when the shooting happened, and there's a whole list of people offering free therapy. I'm one of those people, so
awesome.
I'm on there too. But anyway, that's
Thank you. I feel calmer.
Yeah.
Like I can do
Thank you
this.
for
And the little
sharing.
tips and tricks. I was trying to do my toes when you said that, and I was like, I don't even know if I could do that. That would stop me. Thank
Please
you.
come back another
you're welcome.
time.
I would love to.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Wow, we talked about some big topics today. What did we learn?
We did. It was like
Lots of good,
lots of
squishy
stuff, right?
Yes.
I feel like educated and like whole or something, if that makes sense. But okay, to start out, Becky, she was with the Lifehouse, and now she's with, what is that? Undone.
Yes,
Undone
Undone.
Academy. And just the name of that and how she like broke that down to us, I'm like, it makes so much sense, right? And she just calming, right? To
It's just
start
very
out
calming.
everything.
I felt myself breathe, and I feel like whenever we have a wellness person in here or a therapist in here, you can feel that. Like
You can feel their aura or their demeanor or something. It's just this presence. And she's wrote this book. And
Yes.
it started on a 12-step program and what she's learned through her trauma and now helping others.
and
So cool.
transitioned even her location, all
Right.
the things, and
She's doing
kind
it
of branched
all.
off. So that's
Good for
that's
her.
Fantastic,
Right? Fun to have her back.
Yes, and Natalie at Still Waters, also very
Still.
calming, right? Like I kind of want to go home, and when you talk about grounding and earthing and like taking off your shoes and just like connecting with the earth and putting your feet in the grass and just feeling that, just feeling like I'm here, embracing it, I'm present. Yes, It just
And we
feels
think,
good.
like I told her, like those are sometimes the simple things that we don't think will really make a huge difference. And she's telling us that's exactly what it is. It's placing your hand on your heart and breathe deeply, and all of a sudden you like stop for a minute.
Yeah,
So
good.
it made
was
me
very
think that it
good.
was obtainable, right?
Yes.
Getting rid of the anxiety. And then Sweet Kylie,
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yep.
Sonomus, which is so amazing. I mean, back when we were having children, you were dying until 20 weeks to finally see that baby, and it would cost you $1 gazillion,
Yes.
right? And nobody but your hubby maybe was there for that
Right.
appointment. And now in the convenience of your own home, you can have a little party and
Well, you
see
can
that
do
baby.
so many things around
Right.
it. Yeah, I
And so
love that.
affordable, $80 to $100 for peace of mind and pictures.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
always
really
about
cool.
the pictures, right? Did you get a picture
Uh-huh,
of that?
yep, uh-huh.
And
Then it happened.
honestly, like, it kind of is that because even when I think about my kids' path and the way that they've been growing and how they started and like where they're going and where they will end up, here's your hard drive. Here's your
This is where you began.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
This
it's-
is you
it's
right there.
always the pictures.
And to mama, just that peace of mind. Like really. I
my
think she's
gosh.
gonna word of mouth.
And talking about children and peace of mind, okay, I love Ron. So Ron has come into our life at Advanced Learning Center because, you know, going into the new school year, and how are we going to, you know, go into the school year?
Like navigate what that looks like
Yes,
with everything.
Right, and it was kind of different for, you know, my family this year because we had one going into middle school, one going into high school, and just kind of the dread sometimes that they have. And then I'm dreading it, and I'm like, I really, like, how are we going to approach this?
It's so heavy to go into the school year knowing. I always was like,
Isn't that
okay,
awful?
then I'm going back to school again. They're going to come home with these assignments, with these things. I'm not going to know how to do it or have the bandwidth to like figure it out. It's overwhelming to a family.
And by the end of the day, like, you're like, I'm like trying to get dinner on the table. I don't know.
And now I've got to sit and read through this and have you break down.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then Ron enters.
And right, and that's what kind of what I was thinking about last year. I'm like literally, I don't know this new math. And my husband, I think, is brilliant. I mean, he couldn't do the math, and he's like getting out the YouTube guide. Like, I'm like, nobody can.
They're like, you're doing it wrong, and I'm like, we know, but
Yes,
this worked
so then I
back
have
then.
this friend, and she's like, "Oh, well, I'm just taking my kids here, and we've done it. They've done it for years. Like,
Years, of course.
And I'm wow, like it's already
And
just made me
affordable and doable, like you can do it once a week or twice a week or...
Yes, you can do
Okay.
it as much as they need it or as much as you want. I suppose we're doing it right now, just once a week on a certain day, and actually, oddly enough, it's like an activity that the siblings can do together because
Love
the
it.
schedule is worked out, and they seem to go in okay, and they come out happy, and the work is done. Nobody's overwhelmed, and you know. And then I'm hearing kind of the stories in the car too. I'm like, somebody has 30 things that aren't turned in yet, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like why?
We
is
never
that
would have known
happening?
this.
Right? But
Right.
then you're like, is that you? I'm checking, like, and then, you know. So it's good, you know, insurance too. I think as parents to be like, make sure that they're telling you, you know, the
Because they
truth.
sometimes can communicate that better than as a
and
parent
they do
can.
communicate better sometimes with another person, and that's okay. I'm not
Yes,
offended.
of course.
So yeah, love it. Okay.
Look up all of our guests,
Yes,
guys.
love it, love it. Thanks for being here with us. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation. If you learned something new, please tell a friend about us.